What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 things that I do every morning to make me more productive and more positive during the day. As you know, YouTube is polluted with morning routines, from the 13-year-old gazillionaire to the 45-year-old cattle ranchman. Everybody's got an opinion on this, and I just want to tell you mine. Why? Because I think it's going to make you more productive and positive in your life. And I'm talking being more charming in social interactions with people you come by through the day, random strangers, things like that. And also get you focused and primed to do some serious work. So let's get into this morning routine. Number 1, wake up early. This is like the epitome of morning routines. You gotta wake up early. You gotta wake up earlier than you normally would. So if you work at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're normally getting up 15 minutes before so you can roll out of bed and go straight to work, you gotta stop doing that. You need at least an hour. And I'm not talking at least an hour just to do this part, but an hour just to wake up and actually understand how your body works and get into the rhythm of what work is going to be like and how you're going to be the most charismatic version of yourself. So wake up early. When your alarm wakes you up in the morning, don't snooze it. You get up, you go pee, you grab a bottle of water, you sit down at your desk and you start doing some work. And this also goes for when your alarm doesn't go off and you wake up like 10 minutes before and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep. I got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna just go to sleep. These 10 minutes will save me a bunch of time. No, stop that. You cannot do this because those 10 minutes are not gonna spare you anything and they're just gonna make you feel more tired during the day. So, number 1, wake up early. Number 2, the second thing that I do when I wake up, I grab my cup of water and I have a cup of coffee, is I look at my budget. So I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, looking at my budget religiously every day. I update it every morning to see what's coming in, what's coming out. Now, if you work like a 9 to 5, like I have been for the last year, then maybe your paycheck's pretty simple. You get it every 2 weeks. You know exactly how to update it. You know exactly how much you can get. Put that in your budget, but you also have to put in all the expenses. And once you start making money, you will be spending a little bit more money. That's just a fact. So every morning I update it. And this is something that I learned from also, well, not learned from, but that I heard Alex Hormozy talk about. And he's like a bajillionaire, so he probably knows a thing or two about money. So he wakes up every morning, he looks at the bank account, he says, what's coming in, what is leaving, and how can I make there a bigger discrepancy and more income and less expenses? And so by doing this, you train your mind to focus on how can you bring more in while keeping your expenses low. So update your budget, start a budget, and I will make a video on how to start budgeting because honestly, in the last 16 to 17 months that I have been doing this, I've been saving a lot more money and have been finding ways to actually increase my own income. So after I budget, I plan my next day. So people always be like, you gotta plan your day the night before or whatever, it doesn't matter. I like to do mine 24 hours before because I have time in that moment, and it takes 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, less than a minute to actually plan my day. And so what does that include? It includes my tasks that I'm gonna do in the morning, the ones that I'm talking about right now. It includes what I plan on working on, such as editing a YouTube video, maybe writing a script for a new one. But it also includes things like training. So right now I'm training for a triathlon that's actually coming up in 2 weeks that I feel pretty good for, and also a marathon. So I schedule my training in. I look at my calendar, I look at my to-do list for today, see what I can cross off, try and get everything off, and usually I do because I have become so organized and I know exactly how my day is gonna play out, and I find some buffers around all that. And scheduling and organization is something I will also make a YouTube video about. But I like to plan my day this morning right after I budget. So the third thing is probably the most important one, and it can get overlooked a lot, but I swear by it, and I think anybody who actually practices it will swear by it too, and that is gratitude. And that is finding some way to express your gratitude. And so for me, I like to journal, and that's a new habit that I picked up in the last 2 years that has been very effective for me. And so if you're not journaling, it doesn't mean you can't start, but what I recommend is just getting a piece of paper out every morning and just scribbling down 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. And if you're gonna make another excuse, I want you to just stand in front of your bathroom mirror as soon as you wake up, after you pee, wash your hands, wash your face, whatever, and just say 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. So it can look something like this. Like, you look in the mirror, you give it a big smile because you're like, oh man, I woke up today. Right on, that's a good start. I'm grateful for waking up today. I'm grateful for having a smile on my face. I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for working every day, for having a job. I'm grateful for my food, my water, my coffee that I'm about to have. I'm grateful for existing. I'm grateful for my parents, my friends, love, all these things. That there's so many things that we often overlook that you need to start paying attention to, and start cherishing a little bit more. So this practice of gratitude is something that is essential for your morning and making you not only more positive, but helps you become more appreciative of everything that's going on. Because whether you like it or not, or whether you're going through a tough time or not, there are things to be thankful for. It could be a lot worse. And even when it is a lot worse, be thankful for those moments. It makes you more resilient. Be grateful that you get to go through some things, because not everyone gets to survive this trip. So be grateful for those moments. Take it with you, and you will take that into your interactions during the day. You will be so much more appreciative of every interaction. You'll say hi to everybody, and you'll say, damn, I'm so lucky that I got to have this conversation with somebody, even if it was nothing, even if it was small talk, but you got to meet somebody new and maybe get to share a smile. And honestly, that feels pretty good if you get to do it a lot like I do. And honestly, it's the reason I smile so much, because I like the way it feels. Number 4 is reading. Now, tried and true, everybody knows reading is a big deal, especially in the self-help, self-improvement kind of thing like that, is reading books. And when I said reading, I'm not talking about like the newspaper, like seeing, at least here in Canada, wildfires, everything like that. Like obviously, this is like huge news that we need to take care of our people and things like that. But what I'm saying is, don't pollute your brain with like tabloids of celebrity gossip and things like that, because at the end of the day, what you put in is what you put out. So if you are just reading gossip and things like that and just celebrity news, then that is all you're gonna spur out. All these garbage politics, garbage in, garbage out. That's how it always goes. So take that time in the morning to give your brain something with maybe some wisdom behind it. Now, it doesn't have to be self-help stuff, and I won't lie, I'm a whore for self-help. I'll read that, I gobble it up. I just cannot stop. It's just so easy, and it feels so good, and it makes me feel more productive. And maybe that's some kind of a cope by doing that all the time. But honestly, it makes me feel good, and I feel like I need these reminders very often, and so that's okay. So every morning I'll read a chapter of a self-help book. Right now I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. It's like the epitome of self-help books, and it's a book that everyone reads probably on the beginning of their journey. But that's something that I've kind of waited 6-7 years to do, and so a lot of the things that it says in there are very relevant to me. It's a nice reminder of these positive affirmations and how you can use your subconscious mind to build your dreams physically and in reality. So that's what I've taken out of the chapter that I read this morning. So read something valuable. It doesn't have to be self-help. It can be fiction, fantasy, philosophy, anything that makes you think about something new, but maybe adds to your vocabulary. Because it's really nice to be really articulate, and that's something that I personally want to work on, and everyone I think wants to sound smarter, so reading is an easy way to do. So read a book, and not only will you feel smarter and be smarter and maybe take your time and speak slower and feel more confident in what you say when you're having interaction, but also reading primes your brain to focus during the day. And so it tells you that, I can sit here and I can read for 15 minutes straight. That's pretty good when most people get like 4 billion bajillion bits of information every time they're scrolling through their phone, and they're not retaining any of it. So try and sit down, focus, and read a book. I guarantee it'll improve your life. And the 5th and final thing is exercise. Now, I'm training a lot for the triathlon and the marathon, and also going to the gym. So, I'm not telling you to go hit the gym for 2 hours a day or 2 hours in the morning before you go to work and all these things, but I'm telling you to get your body moving in the morning. And that can be a simple stretch. That can be skipping rope for 5 minutes. That could be what I'm really getting interested in. I don't know, I've been watching a lot of boxing videos, but like a lot of like shadow boxing and stuff like that, and just getting a little bit more agile and just bouncing around and getting more of a rhythm. So almost like dancing. If you could just wake up, put some tunes on for 10 minutes and just like dance and groove, I think that'll be very effective in getting the blood flowing, and it wakes you up even more. So exercise is so useful. So for me, if I don't go to the gym in the morning, because let's say I work at 7 a.m. because my shifts change from 7 a.m. to start times from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. During the 10 a.m. times, I can go to the gym and I can go for a run at the same time. But if I go 7 a.m., I really don't want to wake up and do exercise. I've got some other things I don't want to do, and I also want to put in some work. So what I end up doing is, I commute to work. So I bike 15 minutes to work, to and from each day. And so that 15 minutes to work is my exercise for the morning. It gets my blood pumping, and it gets me energized and confident, and makes me feel good in my skin. And that's something that you carry out, and that's the confidence carries out in your interactions. So exercise. Don't care what it is. 15 minutes around the block, walk it, See what houses are nearby. See things that you haven't seen before. Or just knock out some push-ups as soon as you wake up. But you gotta exercise. Just get the blood flowing. Feel confident. Love your body. And so those are the 5 tips. And I think one of the best things about doing all these things in the morning is that it doesn't take very long. It takes maybe 45 minutes to do everything if you really want to take your time with it. Because reading takes maybe 10 minutes. Exercise takes 15 minutes to say. Gratitude takes less than 2 minutes. Working on your budget and planning for the next day takes maybe 10 minutes. So let's say 45 minutes it takes to do all these things. If you wake up 2 hours every day before work, you can also add in an hour of extra work. Now, I know none of this had to do with being super productive and working on your business and doing things like that, but these are things that I think are essential to your morning and that have made me live the life that I have been living, which has been honestly a dream life. I talk to my parents all the time and I say, when I retire, I think I would just do the exact same thing I do every day. And that's wake up, take my time, read, drink coffee, journal, exercise, see my friends and my family. And that's something I get to do every day and I'm super lucky. And so if that's something that you want to do, then recognize that these are important things and these quick little habits that they grow every day and they make you appreciate life more and they make you more confident and charismatic and they enrich your relationship. So with that, I leave you with a fun final note. Wake up early, put in the work, separate from the pack, be the leader and beast you are meant to be, and always remember to rep to set. Peace.